That's a Bob Marley song that I'm listening to as I drive my children to school. I think it's called Brainwashing. And it almost brought me to tears, not because of the words of the song, but because of how the melody, when hummed, creates a vibration in my heart that breaks up the bitterness, breaks up the rigidity associated with the pain of holding the heart back. The heart wants to be let free, and the heart is consistently broken and imprisoned by the head, which is a tool used by civilization to control us. So if you haven't figured it out right now, I'm feeling a bit schizophrenic, a bit torn, a bit broken, off from the connection my head, heart, and gut should have. Maybe I'm just sensitive. Maybe I'm just sentimental. But I assume that many of you go through the same thing. You might not have the words to put to it, or look at it as abstractly as I do, or refer to it as poetically as I do, but I know it's there because we all suffer. All of our hearts suffer. The world that we live in, the empire that we're all a part of, whether we like to be a part of it or not, whether we've chosen to be a part of it or not, damages the heart, damages the soul. And we sacrifice ourselves for a game that we didn't choose to play. Very careful with that word choose, because a part of me believes that the spirit chooses the body and the time in which the body will play this game of life on earth. And perhaps we've played other games at other times, but right now my soul, your soul, has chosen to play this game at this time under the dictates of this empire game. And when I say empire, I literally mean empire. I mean this world global domination by a small percentage that you might refer to as the oligarchy. That set up a system that imprisons the soul so that the physical body of each human being can work as a battery to fuel their system, to fuel their desires, to fuel whatever their designs may ultimately be. And again, I don't say this as a victim. I say this because it's important to look at this objectively, to see what this all really is. It's just a game. And movies like The Matrix and Star Wars, and even recently the Hunger Games movies, shed light on this idea. Of course, in a cinematic way, but if you really sit back and pick apart what's actually happening here, you can see the parallels. And then there's the gut, my gut. The gut is the part of the brain, part of the mind, if you will, that is concerned only with survival. So you've got the head that's tethered to the game of empire, success, making your way, making money, and all that's associated with that. We need cars to drive, we need houses to live in, we need clothes to wear, food to eat. Many of these things are also considered a part of what it takes to have love, because tribal association is an intrinsic part of what it means to be a human being at its core. According to Maslow, his hierarchy of needs, safety and survival is the only thing that trumps our desire to be a part of the whole, to be a part of the tribe, association, to be accepted by all and others. And none of us are free from that. I often talk about not caring what other people say and being yourself regardless, but it's not an easy thing, especially when you live in the belly of the beast, Babylon. You live in the empire. You live in civilization. You want to be accepted because tribal association is a deep human need. And survival is so closely tied to this human need for tribal association, because if the tribe doesn't accept us, we have the potential to be outcast by the tribe. And in many ways, that's a death sentence, is to be outcast by our tribe. Now, we can rationalize all we want about the way things are today, but our DNA and our ancestry comes from a place where human beings lived with each other and saw each other not as separate entities, but as a unity, as different cells in a single organism. To be cast out or separate from the rest of your tribe is a death sentence in many ways, because we need each other. We've needed each other for survival. So here you have a split between the head, i.e. empire, civilization, the game that we play. The heart, which really desires union, community, love, oneness with one another. And survival, that is dominated by our body or our reptilian brain. Gut. And here we stand. And this is what we do. And this is where we are. And this is what we have to work with as we make our way through the game. And know also that we have choices about how to play this game. But it will always be difficult because there will be that rejection. And for you to truly be honest with your heart, you're going to have to break it. Because to be who you want to be, in many times, pushes away those who you like to be with. There's no answer for this. I have no answer for this. I just share this with you to let you know that these are the ways that I look at the circumstances of my particular life, with hopes that perhaps my lamenting, my musing in this way, lets some of you know that you're not alone if you feel the same way. Perhaps I can put words to what you're experiencing, but didn't know that you weren't alone, and that there were others. You're not alone, and I know I'm not alone. But we've got to be courageous. We've got to be courageous in honoring ourselves, because as we honor our own hearts, as we trust our own instinct, as we rein in the power of our own head brain to calculate our ability to proceed in this world, in this empire, in this civilization, from our heart and from our instinct, to me is the most resourceful way to play at this. And it's a daily struggle, it's a battle. But the gut also, in its desire for survival, means that it'll do whatever it has to do to get by. And to survive, maybe not always thrive, but to survive this world. Perhaps the thriving will come in future generations because of the words perhaps that I share, the words that many other poets, writers, thinkers, artists, musicians share, that give hope to those who will come after us.